Hello everyone, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. You're listening to us here on WUAT Radio and watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber TV. And of course, you guys watch us on the BTC Fiber YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, as we say every week, get on there and check it out. Subscribe, like. We want you to do that for sure. And check it out. You can see all of our episodes and all the original shows on BTC Fiber TV. So get on there and check it out. We do appreciate that. And you can check out the BTC Fiber Facebook page and the Albert and Billy Show Facebook page. I think I remember 2 weeks in a row. That might be a record, Papa.
Did you ever think you'd be on television, Billy?
Not really.
Your wildest dream. Did
not
you ever
really.
think I'll be on television?
No, not really. No.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a while to get used to. It don't bother me now. At first, well, there's a lot of people that don't know you speak to you. At first it kind of freaked me out, but it don't no more. I got used to it. But at first, there's a lot of people that I didn't know, they knew me. I had to get used to that part. Or I'd walk into a store with somebody just randomly, I just saw you on TV. Like I just walked out of the TV into the store. That's funny. It's a pretty day today, isn't it, Papa?
Beautiful, beautiful. But now
it's warmer than what I thought, though.
This is a harbinger of warmer weather to come.
Okay.
It's 80 plus out there, so that means 90 will be coming and probably 100.
Well, I can wait on that, that's for sure. Nice choice of words there, harbinger. What does that mean?
Well, a robin tells you that spring is coming. They are a harbinger. They are a herald. They are a proclaimer.
Like a messenger in a sense.
A messenger.
Right.
That's what a harbinger is.
And robins do it for the spring. And you like robins, don't you?
I put out bird seed for the little birds in the bird feeder.
Yeah.
I have to put seeds on the ground for doves. They're too large a bird to get in the little bird feeder. But robins, they'll hop all over that seed. They don't want seed. They want a worm. They're carnivores.
Okay.
A robin will eat 21 feet of worm a day.
Golly,
21 feet of worm a day.
Man, they must really like worms. I don't.
Go for it.
Speaking of food, Papa.
Let the robins have them, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we got a wild game dinner coming up, so
I don't know what all we'll have, but there's going to be all kinds of. Of course, there's
exotic stuff. Yeah.
There's going to be fish.
Okay.
I heard them say Wednesday night there's going to be some fish.
Now, is it sold out?
No.
Okay, so they can still get tickets.
They're planning for as many as 250, but they're thinking maybe 200 plus will be there. But we have in our heyday had as many as 600.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Well, that's why I knew 250 would probably sell out, and it sounds like they're getting close to selling out, folks. But you still can get tickets, so get on it if you really want to go. It's coming up soon, April 1st, April Fool's Day.
That'll be a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, better if you want to go, you need to get your ticket if you haven't got it.
You can buy tickets at Sells Building Supply or also down at the church. But
$25.
At the church, it's limited as to how many hours you can go in there and get them.
Yeah.
But at Sells Building Supply, they're open from 7 to 5, I think.
Yes, every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, it's $25 a person, folks. Seating is limited, so. As I said before, if you plan on going, you really need to get your tickets now. It starts at 6 p.m.
Starts at 6. There will be prizes
given away
during the evening.
Okay.
And there'll probably be enough prizes that everyone there will get a prize.
Dang.
There's going to be
That's nice, folks. That really is.
To the 2 biggies that will be awarded, there are 2 guns that will be given away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's going to motivate people to come, just knowing there's good prizes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's door prizes to be given away. And they have several, as you just heard Papa say.
And the man that's going to be the speaker, he's a member of our
Ethan
church.
Rodriguez. That's what you said last week, and I did not know that until you said that then.
I've never heard him speak.
Okay.
At one time he played the drums for our choir, but
Cool.
he makes his own bow and
I
arrows.
see that.
And
yeah.
he's a bear hunter.
Yeah, so that's what he'll be talking about is his experiences in that, I'm
I
sure.
don't know what all he does hunt, but he showed me a picture one time of a black bear that he downed with an arrow.
Wow.
And we're not talking about the kind where you pull the trigger.
I
He's
know.
talking about
A
where
bow
you
and arrow. Yeah. And those things can, they're not that easy. Not like watching on TV.
No. And then you can't outrun a bear.
No.
I dare
They say you're not supposed to panic when you see one. I know it's easier said than done. But
I
you're
would
not
try to
supposed
outrun
to.
one. I guess I would.
Well, that is going to be on April Fool's Day, Saturday, April the 1st, folks. It is at 6 p.m. And, of course, there will be dinner and presentation, and that is at 6. So definitely check that out and get you some tickets, all right?
First
Right
Southern
now
is located on Main Street.
Yeah, right here on Main Street. Can't miss it. This Saturday, Papa, you might have it though, but I'll say it since I don't think you do have it. But we always talk about this when it's time for the Fall Creek Falls Fire Department. It's time for them to have theirs tomorrow, the 25th. That'll be tomorrow morning from 7 to 10 a.m. And of course, they'll have their menu's always a little different than everybody else's, but I like that. It's biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, hash browns, pancakes and waffles. That's what I like. With fruit toppings also on either or really. And you can also get bacon, sausage, country ham, fried bologna, fruit, and then to drink you can get a glass of orange juice, a cup of coffee, a glass of milk or water. It's $10 per plate. Remember, it's for a very good cause though. And of course, children 10 and under can eat for free. So definitely check that out tomorrow, folks, if you're hungry. That's a good one to go to.
I
7
would
to
think
10.
all these breakfasts that are put on by these fire departments, the staple is biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, all of them have that.
As opposed to the waffles and the pancakes.
Yeah, they're the only one that has that. Yeah.
Because most people, it's biscuit and gravy.
Yeah. That's the reason. There's a reason why they all serve that. That's for sure. But all of these places have good meals, folks. You won't be disappointed in any of them that you go to, really.
And that one up
It's
at
for a
the
really good cause.
Veterans Club, you go through the line and you fill your own plate.
Yeah, and it's literally all you can get as much as you want.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's see. Maybe, hopefully, that's all. Let me make sure. Yeah, I talked about that last week. So, we did see in the. You can hand that to me if you want to. There. No, let me forget the birthdays, Papa. But we don't have really a whole lot of information on this, though. Just there was a body that was found in Luminary, though, over the. Well, let's find out. Let me make sure. Yeah, it was last Saturday. Saturday morning, March 18th. Sheriff's Department gets a call about they found the body of a deceased person in the Luminary community. This is an ongoing investigation, according to DA General Courtney Lynch. We had her on here a couple of times. Hello, Courtney. But they're awaiting the results of a thorough investigation by law enforcement agencies, and until the results are available, the involvement going forward with the DA's office will be determined. But no additional information has been given yet, including the names of the deceased. So When we find out more about that, though, we'll be sure to update you for sure on that.
That's unsettling to find a body
Yes.
that is not identified.
Very much so.
One reason they don't identify that body, they have to first inform the family.
That's right. That's right. And they want to make sure they tell them first, which that's the way it should be on that. Well, we got some birthdays this week, Papa, and some tomorrow, and some today. So here we go. Happy birthday. These are, oh, you know what? I need your pen one more time. Believe it or not, I actually remembered somebody that told me a few days ago. That rarely happens, folks.
If they tell you,
But I'm going to write it down or I'll forget.
water off the duck's back.
That's right. And hers was on the 20th. So happy birthday to Kenzie Ray. Happy birthday, Kenzie. Hers was on the 20th. The 21st, happy birthday, Jane Wooden. Hope you had a great birthday, Jane.
She's every bit of 49.
That's right. 49 plus, you can say. Zach Ollendorf had a birthday Wednesday, the 22nd. So happy birthday, Zach. And today we got a couple of birthdays. Happy birthday to Will Swafford and happy birthday to Tracy Cagle. And then tomorrow we'll go ahead and wish an early happy birthday to Janie Newby and Wilma Swafford. So
I know both of them.
yeah, I know all these. So happy birthday, Kenzie, Jane, Zach, Will, Tracy, Janie, and Wilma. That's from all of us here at the Albert and Billy Show. All right, Papa, you got some too to talk about.
There's going to be an Easter egg hunt held on April the 1st. That'll be a week from tomorrow.
Same day as the ball game dinner.
And it will be at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be right here on Main Street. 11.
Oh, good deal.
1324 Main Street is with the location. If you want to participate in this Easter egg hunt, you must be 12 or under.
Well, that makes sense.
And there is going to be light refreshments served. There's going to be candy. There's going to be door prizes.
Wow.
So let me read this. This is not your average.
Sounds like a good event. We're just not 100% sure who's.
We do not know who's
for it.
sponsoring it, but listen to the restrictions. Sensory-friendly egg hunt for our special needs families in our community. So they want to ensure that we plan appropriately to accommodate everyone. So if you have a child that qualifies for this and you want them to hunt in this sensory-friendly egg hunt, please call this number by today.
So, okay, that makes sense.
Here's the number to call. And they want you to text 423-619-9488 or 423-364-9177. You must qualify the student, the child that you want to participate by contacting so they'll know how many will be there.
I get that.
So it makes sense.
That does.
But that's unusual.
Yeah, it really is. I'm glad they're doing that, actually.
There is a special needs class in our school system, in the middle school, and there's one in high school. And being a substitute teacher for 3 years, I was called on a few times.
There's one at all the schools, actually.
Well, I was called on to help them out several times. And it was... the people that work in that area, they're special called people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was pleased that they let me be a part of that a few times.
That is good. That is good.
It was
makes you feel good, don't it?
It was an humbling experience. They're so naive. They're so trusting.
I know.
And they're sweet.
I know.
There is going to be a rook tournament, not tomorrow, but the next Saturday on the 8th. It will be held over here at the Embers Ice Cream Shop.
I like the time though. It's smart.
They want you to get your own partner, but each person that participates pays $10 to get the opportunity to play rook the afternoon. From 1 o'clock is when it starts. And it does not say on here double elimination or triple elimination, but earlier when they had the tournament over there, it was triple elimination.
Yeah, I know. Surely it's double this time.
I would think so. But anyway, they want you to give them $10 for their opportunity to play. But in addition, they're going to kick in to you, if you participate in the tournament, a meal. This meal will consist of a beef hot dog,
which is really good.
A beef hot dog, not just a pork. The thing about pork hot dogs, they're usually mixed with turkey or other meats, but a beef hot dog is more expensive, and they're better for you. But anyway, you'll get a hot dog, you get chips, you get a drink, and you get ice cream for dessert. All that for $10.
Yeah, that makes it worth it for sure.
And you get the opportunity, if you like to play rook, to have a good time. And then there will be an award given to the first place finisher and the second place finisher. So you get an award that says, I'm a good rook player.
And it's fun. It is a lot of fun. These tournaments are fun. So come out and have a good time, folks. You don't have to be a great rook player to participate. That's for
My
sure.
wife loved to play rook, and if she were here, we'd have to go.
She'd be all about that, yeah.
We'd have to go.
You dang right. That's right up her alley. I'm going to be at that one. So,
Casey told me she wanted to play.
oh yeah, she's played in a few of them.
And
They are fun. They are fun. So if you want to have a good time, folks, and just socialize,
I told her if she came down, I would go with her.
Oh yeah. Okay, see, come on down because he needs to play. And this one's early, so no excuses like it was with me. It got late. It got late on us. You were done, wasn't you? Well, it's time for some trivia, Papa.
I just got a few of those little old things.
I figured you might.
Now I want you to tell me, what is a temperature taker called?
That would be a thermometer.
Thermometer. Temperature taker is a thermometer. TTT. Now, Esau in the Bible was one of two twins. He had an identifying mark that placed him as being unusual. Also, to give you an idea, to give you a hint, what it is that set him apart from Jacob, his twin, was the wolf man.
Oh.
How is the wolf man and Esau alike? What identified them as being different?
Well, I identify them as being different.
What would be different about the wolf man?
Well, you said a lot, so that's why I'm a little confused.
Esau and the wolf man both were identified by this trait. What is the trait that would set the wolf man out? That he'd be different.
Fangs, hair everywhere.
Hair.
Okay.
Esau was hairy. Esau was hairy, and he was a man of the field, and Jacob was a smooth man, and he was tame
funny.
compared to Esau.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you call the coating on your teeth?
Enamel.
Enamel.
Is that? Okay.
Enamel. But now
3 for 3.
there's enamel paint too.
Oh, okay.
What if you go to the store to buy some pickles? How do you buy pickles? What kind of container are they in?
I don't buy pickles much, but I'm assuming a jar.
A jar of pickles.
Okay, good.
And whenever I make my squash relish and I'm ready to make a batch,
Which is really good, folks.
yeah, you like it, don't
I do.
I've been giving some to Kent Robertson at church.
I see
lately,
Kent likes it.
and Kent likes it. His wife told me that he just eat it out of the jar.
I can eat it out of the jar too,
But
easily.
But when I put my squash relish up, I put it in little jars.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Little jars. Okay. If you're in the ocean and someone says shark, what feature of the shark do they see that they can say to you there is a shark present? What would be sticking up out of the
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can see it. I just can't think of the flipping word. It's a fin. Like,
fin?
yeah.
A fin.
Okay. I don't say the wrong word.
You don't want if you're
No, you do not.
if you've had a shipwreck and you're floating out in the water, you don't want to see that fin coming towards
No, you do not. Not even close.
If you're a guest in Hawaii,
Man,
and
be
you
terrible.
land, the plane lands and you get off,
Mhm.
and you're welcomed, what do one word
Oh,
do they give you in Hawaii?
what one word? I guess aloha.
Aloha.
Right? Yeah.
Aloha. I've never
That-
heard that. I've never.
It means what? It means hello and goodbye. I think.
Oh, a goodbye, Bo.
I think so. Don't quote me on that though.
I saw UCLA play ball last night.
Oh man, did they win?
I don't know, but in the word
Gonzaga.
UCLA, what does the L stand for?
California, maybe.
No.
No.
The C stands for California.
Oh, what did you say? I'm
The
sorry.
L, what does
The
the L stand
L.
for?
See, Los Angeles or
L stands for Los.
Okay, yeah.
University of California at Los Angeles.
That's
what
right.
UCLA stands for.
And you got USC right across town. They're our rival, Southern California.
California.
That's a big rivalry.
One's people who prefer beets to beef. What do you call a person that would eat a beet instead of beef?
Well,
Paul is
I
one
would
of
call yeah, I guess a vegetarian.
them, vegetarian.
Yeah.
Because if you prefer a beet over beef,
Not
it-
me. Not me. Even though beets are not bad, but no.
well, beets are
No.
supposed to be a healthy item,
Yeah.
but Paul won't even
don't
eat
eat 'em
eggs.
much.
Paul won't even eat eggs.
Yeah, I know. Like, which is because it comes from chickens. I get a lot of vegetarians don't eat eggs. Don't want nothing to do with meat.
Nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Sad
in
life.
trivia.
That'd be rough. All right. Well, I think I done pretty dang good.
You
for
did,
say so
you
myself.
did real well today, but they were easy.
Well, they needed to be. They weren't all easy, but yeah, some of them were. I'll give you that.
They're
Before we go to the break, I'll.
they're oddballs sometimes.
You got that right. Some of the clues too.
but
They were
Billy,
better today.
every week I've got to come up with something. So
Yeah, I
some
mean-
of them's gonna be screwy. Some of them's got to be
Oh
odd.
yeah. It keeps me and everybody, the listeners and viewers, on their toes. That's for sure. If nothing else, it does that.
Makes you think.
It does. Well, quick thank you to our sponsors before we go to the break here. A big thank you to the following people: Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's of Pikeville, the offices of Janine Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker, Farm Bureau Insurance, that's Matt Massengale and his friendly staff, Nickel Row Antiques, they'll be in here with us in a week or two, not long. They'll be open back up
Well,
in
I
here.
noticed ice cream shop's already open.
Yeah, Ember's Ice Cream Shop is open, folks. So go get you some ice cream. State Farm Insurance, that's Nick Smith and his friendly staff. Milldam Outdoor Adventures. It's Lola's, which is right here on Main Street. Collier and Company Realty, that's Michelle Collier. We've had her on here a few times, and she's co-hosted. Lee Station Baptist Church, Mr. Bill Wolf. We will be focusing on the House of Hope, which they have that. We'll be filming there soon in April. It's I think the first week of April, so that'll be good. Because it used to be here in town, but now it's down at Lee Station. So we'll be filming there.
I read where Bill's brother died last week or this week.
Oh, I hate to hear that.
And
What's his
our
name?
pastor, Gary, I believe,
Oh.
or Larry.
Well, oh, really?
Anyway, his
He wa-
brother died, and our pastor's daddy died yesterday.
Oh, really? Was he expecting it or? Oh,
Brother Jim been over there for 2 days.
oh. Still, yeah. That's sad. I think somebody needs a drink. And also, thank you to Southern Pearl Florist Home Decor and Gifts. I nailed it. Morgan Brothers, along with Venue and the Bankwalker Brewery, and the Family Restaurant. Remember, folks, the Pikeville Family Restaurant is open now. It's been remodeled inside. Looks really good in there. And they're open for breakfast every day, and it's really good. They're open every day for breakfast every morning. They got waffles and really, really big ones. And they're really, really good. Also, and the Daily Stop. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Coming up after the commercial break, we'll have some sports of all sorts, and boy do we, it's March Madness time. And so we'll be telling you all about that and more, and then we'll have some Albertology, of course, as well. So stick around, folks. That's all coming up next, right after the break.
Hang around.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
Welcome back, folks. You're listening to us on WUAT and watching us on channel 18 BTC Fiber TV, and go to their YouTube channel. You can watch us on there as well. And Papa, it is time for some sports of all sorts. March Madness edition.
Well, that's basketball. But first,
it's a biggie, though.
First, Georgia Tech fired their football coach.
I did not know that one. I did not know that.
South Florida fired their coach.
Oh, well, South Florida, I don't know if they're any good at football or not.
In basketball, Rick Pitino was hired as St. John's basketball coach.
Rick Pitino. I
Used
thought
to
he
be
was
at
out.
Kentucky.
Yeah, I know.
I
know
thought he
he's
was
very talented,
black.
but I thought he was done.
I did too.
Well, that's news.
St. John's, I heard it Monday.
Well, I'll have to look into that, because I didn't think he'd ever be able to coach again.
I didn't either.
Wow.
Rick Pitino was...
That is a biggie.
I guess you could call him a ladies' man.
Yeah, that's what got him in trouble. He is a heck of a coach now, no doubt. Very good coach. But yeah, he got in some trouble, and I remember thinking that he's never going to be able to coach again.
But you know,
Apparently was wrong on that.
I've not heard any more about Tennessee and the coach that got into trouble.
Jeremy Pruitt.
And also I heard Fulmer's name mentioned. And,
well, that's why he got out of there so quick.
Yeah.
He made himself look guilty, though. As soon as Pruitt got fired, Fulmer stepped down in no time. He made himself look guilty right there. That wasn't a smart decision on his part.
Well, like I say, I've not heard another word about it, though.
No. But when you do hear about it, his name is always mentioned with it, which is, I don't like that. But I wish they'd just go up and say whatever it is, and
it was recruiting violations, is what I heard.
Yeah, that is. They talked about it when it first come out, and then it just kind of went away.
But don't you think that some of these coaches get kind of desperate to compete with more successful coaches, and sometimes they kind of split a hair here and there, and
well, I'll go even further than that. He's not the only coach that's doing that. He just got caught. There's plenty more doing it. There's plenty of them doing it.
This man went to apply for a job one time, and he had his friend to drive him down, and so he's filling out the application. And one of the questions was, have you ever been arrested for a felony? And he asked the friend that brought him down there, he said, what should I put here? And he said, well, what did you ever do? And he said, I just never did get caught. I just never did get caught.
Then you wouldn't put nothing in that box.
I remember,
that's pretty good.
I remember the first time I went to apply for a job in Dayton, Ohio, when Carol and I got married.
Yeah.
I had never filled out an application. And
It was pretty nerve-wracking at first.
One thing that helped me get a job, they asked me after I handed them the application form that I had filled out, they said, would you be willing to work at night? I said, I never had thought about it. And I said, well, yeah. They said, step this way. They were looking for somebody. I got off. I went to work at 4:32 in the afternoon and got off at 12 minutes after 2 in the morning.
Wow. So that was a 12-hour shift, wasn't it?
11 hours.
11 hours, yeah. Long enough, wasn't it?
It was long enough. But they served supper while I was there, and but you had to pay for it. I mean,
I'm sure.
But you know what? My job setter got me a job working in the kitchen, and I got off my machine 30 minutes early to go get ready to serve supper.
Oh.
And then I got to eat a free meal.
Oh, there you
and
go.
Then I went back to work 30 minutes late. So they took me an hour off my machine, and I got a free meal out of the deal.
Well, you can't beat that.
My job setter was good to me.
Yeah.
But you know why he did that for me? I was turning in too much work.
Oh. It wasn't out of the goodness of his heart, was it?
You didn't get paid, but I got paid by the hour. But those people that had been there got paid by the piece.
Uh-oh. They didn't like it, probably.
So they didn't like it because I was turning in too many pieces. So he took me away from my machine an hour. That still didn't satisfy him. So then he got me a position. Anybody that was hired after me, I had to show them how to sharpen a drill bit. He would take me away from my machine so I could train someone how to sharpen a drill bit.
Because they didn't want you nowhere near that machine. You're going too fast.
They tried to get me to join the union, and then they would have had me, see.
Yeah, it's true.
But I never did join the union.
That's funny. I didn't know that little tidbit of the Ohio.
Well, that was a long time. That was 1953.
Right.
I had a job offer. They had a business right here, Lee's Cash Store.
That's right.
The man that ran this offered me a job when he found out I got married. And he said, Albert, you don't want to leave town, so just stay here and I'll give you a job. I said, well, how much will you pay me? He said, $18 a week.
Gosh, now.
I went to Dayton, Ohio, and I made over $100 a week.
Dang, that's a lot more money.
Big difference. All right.
So we mentioned that Georgia Tech canned their coach and
South Florida,
and then Rick Pitino somehow got a job at St. John's in basketball.
And St. John's is a pretty good size school.
They are. I mean, they've had some success.
They've had some success in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
that coach, I can't think of his name, that coached St. John's forever.
I don't remember, but
I see his face. I just can't think of his name.
Just think, our coach that used to be at Tennessee, he sat out for about 5 years, and
Bruce Pearl.
He was hired at Auburn.
I know. Took him to the Final Four just a couple years ago, and they made the tournament this year. They lost in the second round to a good team, though.
Tennessee, was that 2 years in a row they've been to the Elite Eight? I mean, the Sweet 16.
The Sweet 16. I think they got beaten in the second round last year.
Wasn't it second round? Well, Kentucky got beat
in the second round, by Kansas State.
But Kentucky, they've not been into the Sweet 16 since 19, I think.
Oh, so that is a long time for them. That is.
Well, they
they're
get
the standard in a sense.
They get to pick the cream
recruiting,
cream of the crop.
You're right.
It's one and done if you go to Kentucky.
A lot of them are, and that's where it kind of comes back to bite them sometimes.
One thing that I have learned, I learned it last night. I know what FAU stands for now.
Yeah, Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic
Should call them
University.
3-pointer you after last night. The second half they could not miss from the 3-point line.
But we're noted for our defense, and I don't know if their defense was all that good as much as we were.
Our offense was bad, which I was afraid it was going to happen without a point guard.
But
I was afraid we'd have a night like that.
And then, right on the other hand, have you noticed, it is very close to impossible for Vescovi to get off a shot.
Oh yeah, it's extremely difficult because he's double team, triple team. It's hard.
It's sickening.
They definitely needed Ziegler to make a run.
But 52 points in the SEC. You're saying I got beat today, buddy.
Usually, but they beat a couple of them by scoring. They didn't score many points. Just the other team didn't score many points either.
Well, they were able
Georgia,
to hold.
especially.
As long as you're able to hold your opposing team in the 40s, you're all right.
Yeah, and that's what they did those 2 times.
But you realize last night we were 1 shot from being in the 40s. Our final score was 52 points.
But in the first half, Tennessee, you wouldn't have thought that. The second half, they just, I don't know what happened to them.
They just stayed in the dressing room.
I believe they did, and that team come out, Florida Atlantic come out motivated. But they can shoot the 3 really good.
Florida Atlantic did not compete on the same level as Tennessee did, yet their record for the year, they won 34 ball games now.
They sure did.
They're still going.
I know, and I'm going to find out which number 1 seed they beat, and I'll tell you in a minute, but you can go ahead. I'm going to find that out by Georgie.
Our Tennessee women are in the Sweet 16.
They are. And they look good so far. They have destroyed their first 2 opponents.
Well, they took care of St. Louis 95-50.
Yeah, that's a blowout.
And the Tennessee men, that's one thing that encouraged me. We beat Duke.
I know. I thought that was the best we played in a long time.
Handily, 65-52.
I know. That's the best that Tennessee's played in a long time.
One good thing about Vanderbilt, of course, they're in the
NIT though.
They were in the NIT, but Stackhouse,
the nobody cares tournament, so I call it.
But Stackhouse got co-coach of the year in the SEC.
He did.
He got co-coach of the year.
They're still in the NIT, aren't they?
They got beat last night.
Oh, they did.
They got beat last night.
I did not know that.
No, I don't remember who beat. They beat UAB beat them.
Oh, really?
67-59.
Oh,
so they were competitive. They were competitive.
You'd think Vanderbilt would have beat UAB though.
Well, UAB won 28 games and just lost 9.
Well, okay. Well, apparently. Maybe that did happen, Papa. We said we're 1-16, but Farty Dickerson upset somebody.
Really?
They upset a number 1 seed.
There was
Virginia,
some early upsets.
Not Virginia. There was. So Florida Atlantic did not have to play that 1 seed. They got the 16 seed, and they won 78-70, and that's how they got to play Tennessee.
Okay.
So that explains that.
But they're still
I was
going
to find out, but they have a very good record. They're no joke.
They're no joke. But like I say, they didn't compete the way that Tennessee did.
No, their conference is nowhere near what Tennessee's is.
I think we beat Alabama, we beat Kansas. I think that's
those are 2 really good wins.
2 feathers in our cap.
And Florida Atlantic beat Memphis in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Arkansas got put out.
Who beat them?
I don't remember who beat them, but they beat Kansas.
Yeah, they did.
1 point.
Mm-hmm.
You done something. You done something if you beat Kansas.
Yeah, big win, but man, they had a real chance there then. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, Kentucky got beat by Kansas State.
And it was in the second round.
Yeah.
Alabama is in the Sweet 16.
Okay. Tennessee beat Toledo on Monday.
This
by
is
a
the
score
women.
of
Yes.
94 points.
94 to 40 something, I believe.
47.
So, yeah, like I said, both rounds,
But
they
now,
dominated.
I read, Billy, that was our second straight trip to the Sweet 16, but you said we got put out in the second round.
No, that the men did. The women made the Sweet 16 last year. But like
Okay.
you was talking about the men at the time, so I just assumed that's who you meant.
Well, anyway.
I think that's the first time Rick Barnes has took the guys to the Sweet 16. I really do. He's had some good regular seasons and not so good postseasons.
Okay.
And the Lady Vols will play Virginia Tech tomorrow. Number 1 seed Virginia Tech.
Yeah. One thing about the game last night, the athletic director for Florida Atlantic and the athletic director for Tennessee are brothers.
No way.
Danny White is our athletic director, and his brother is athletic director of Florida Atlantic.
Well, what are the odds of that?
It'd be astronomical.
Well, you wondered about UCLA and Gonzaga. So UCLA,
Gonzaga was behind last night.
yeah, let's see, yesterday, yes, they were. No, Gonzaga come back and won.
Did they?
They did,
They were
76
behind.
yes, they come back and won by 4 points.
What about that?
Yeah, and Kansas State, you know, we mentioned they beat Kentucky. Well, they beat Michigan State last night, Pawpaw, so they're in the Sweet 16. So they're for real, too.
That's good.
So I'd like to see Gonzaga. They're a mid-major. I know they're good every year, but this is a small school. They've come so close to winning the national championship.
They have a good team every year.
They do, and that goes back to coaching. Mark Few is an excellent coach.
Goes back to coaching.
Another mid-major that'll be in the Sweet 16 in the men's will be Creighton. They upset Baylor, and just making sure there isn't no other mid-majors. The Cinderella stories, as they call them. But Alabama, are they the only SEC team left? Is that what we're saying?
Well, like I say, Missouri got out, and Georgia got out, and Kentucky got out, and Arkansas got out.
When did Arkansas lose though? They made the Sweet 16. They lose last.
They got
night.
beat last night.
Wow. Let me see.
I don't remember who they were playing.
Back on the birthday, I meant to say Kenzie Ray's birthday is a Sweet 16. It's her Sweet 16, so happy birthday, Kenzie. Well, I'm trying to find Arkansas, but anyway, that's a bummer that they beat Kansas and then lose the next. That's sad.
They got beat pretty good.
Really?
Night. Yeah.
Man, that's a letdown, isn't it? That is a letdown.
But I don't remember who they played.
I don't know. That's what I'm trying.
I put all my emphasis
yesterday
on watching Tennessee.
Yeah, but that's an SEC school. You usually, you keep up with that too. So that's what I'll find out eventually about Georgie. I can listen to you and do this too and get you some scores.
Well, I'm ready to do the Albertology now.
Well, I'm just going to say I keep finding Arkansas and it's annoying me, but I think in the men's, I do believe that Alabama is the last school of the SEC left.
I think they are.
Mm-hmm. And the women, like I said, Vols still in it. They play tomorrow against Virginia Tech, and if they can keep playing like they're playing, who knows? They've not looked this good all year.
Well, Horston got 21 points in one of the games this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's encouraging.
It is, and the bench has stepped up and played. That's been encouraging to see. They're getting some help finally. Rakia Jackson and Horston need some help. We've said that quite a few times, and they've got it the past two games.
One thing that happened last night that I saw Barnes get on to the big guy that has the beard. He committed a flagrant foul, and that gave them foul shots and the possession of the ball too. And I think that was, and he took him out of the game, and he really berated him.
Well, I don't blame him.
He never did get back in the game.
Oh well, I can see why. That's kind of what shifted the momentum, really.
It did.
It was
and
the start of that.
I saw it. Of course, I don't know what the other man did to him.
No. But he has tendency to do dumb fouls, though. It ain't the first time.
Dumb.
Well,
and it seemed like that team did not miss their foul shots either.
no, they did not. That's important, isn't it? Well, Mr. Albert, what we got for some Albertology today?
I've got 3 resumes here of people that I want you to listen to.
Well, their resumes will be quite impressive.
These are pretty impressive people. We've got John Wayne, and we've got Marilyn Monroe, and we've got Roy Rogers. None of those names is their real name.
Oh, I knew about John Wayne, but I didn't know about the other two.
John Wayne's real name is Marion Morrison. And
I just cannot see him as a Marion. That's crazy.
Well, Roy Rogers' name is Leonard Sly.
You gotta be kidding me.
And Marilyn Monroe's was Smith. I think her last name was Smith.
I wish you could think of the first one, or was it? Did she go by Marilyn maybe? And
No.
Smith? She didn't go by Marilyn.
Her name was Norma Jean.
Wow.
But anyway,
What about
this is interesting. John Wayne, he was noted primarily as being a Western star.
That's the only thing I know of him.
Well, he deviated to do Green Berets.
Okay.
That was a Marine movie, and but he got his start back in the 30s. We've got to go back a long ways to get his career.
I'd say.
But one of his producers that when he got into movies just didn't like his name.
I'd say not.
Marion. I went to school with a boy named Marion.
Really?
Yeah, it's an unusual name for a boy.
It sure is.
And so he named him. He named him John Wayne.
He could have come up with a better name. That's a cool name to come up with.
Well, he was in low budget films, and then John Ford was the director of Stagecoach, and he just saw John Wayne, Roy, Mr. Morrison, and he decided to cast him in the lead role. And he liked his swagger, he liked his appearance.
Yeah.
So John Wayne was born, and he turned the corner. And for 10 years, he was doing his job as a rugged American image of what a cowboy should look like and how a cowboy should act. And he got to being
he done that well.
The top box office draw.
I can see that.
And I would think today, people still almost revere John Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, he's legendary, that's for sure.
Legendary, that's a good word. I think he's one of the most popular actors of all time.
Yeah,
really.
definitely.
But he did, after he passed the corner, after John Ford gave him that opportunity for Stagecoach, he went on to do 75 films.
Man, that's a lot.
But Iwo Jima was not a Western. Iwo Jima was
like a war movie.
Movie. And then the Green Berets.
And they were both hits, so.
Oh yeah.
That's good that he was able to do something else.
So at age 78, John Wayne died in a movie, The Shootist. I was watching The Shootist, Shootist. But also I was watching television one night on Grit, and he got killed in that movie. He had a bunch of boys that went with him.
What was it called again now?
I can't remember the title of the movie, but he had just a bunch of kids that helped him move a bunch of cattle.
And he got killed in
that
one?
He got killed.
Well, dang.
But anyway, in this final scene of that movie, he got killed. But John Wayne died. I don't remember how old he was, but John Wayne left a mark on society as an actor.
Well, actually, all three of these people are legendary.
Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. This was we got to go back into the 40s and the 50s and 60s. That's when I was going to the movies. And this cowgirl combination, husband wife team,
powerhouse duo, wasn't
they made 27 films altogether. And like I say, his name was Leonard Franklin Slye, S-L-Y-E. And he got his break. Gene Autry was already the singing cowboy. Gene Autry got into a dispute with his company and was on a hold. Oh, they just put things on a hold. And Roy Rogers got his chance because of the dispute with Gene Autry. And that's how he got into the movies.
Wow.
And Dale comes along, and her name is Frances Smith. And she started out just singing and writing. And she wrote Happy Trails to You. That was their theme song, and she wrote it.
That's a very famous song, very popular song.
But she got with Roy in 1944.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were acting together, a romance evolved. She had been married 3 times and divorced 3 times, and Roy's wife died. So they got married in 1946.
Okay.
So then they became the king and queen of country
westerns,
of cowboys.
Yeah.
And then they had a TV series from 1951 to 1957.
That's right.
And they had 1 child, and the child died with Down syndrome.
Oh, wow.
Then they adopted 4 children, and 2 of them died.
Oh, gosh, really?
Two of their children died.
My gosh, they've lost 3 kids.
They lost 3 of their children. But she...
That'd be brutal.
Still stuck to writing. Like I say, that's what she was doing before she got into movies.
Mm-hmm.
And she started writing books, and one of the books that she wrote was Angel Unaware. And they made a movie about that, I think, later. But anyway, she, because of her writing ability, and it was Christian books mostly, she started a program. A Date with Dale was the name of the program. And so Roy died at 86 in 1998, and Dale died 3 years later.
Wait, okay. So he didn't pass away till 1998, though?
98.
Okay. And she 3
lived
weeks
3 years longer.
Oh, 3 years, okay. I said 3 weeks there for me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe.
Beautiful sex symbol. Very famous. Very famous.
To give you an idea of her career, she was raised in foster homes. And the last family that adopted her as a foster child, they had to move, and she's 16, and they have no room for her, so they marry her off at 16 to a man 21 years old.
Oh my God.
That man goes into the military, and
he's 21. I thought you said
this is World War II. He got her a job working at a Lockheed plant in Atlanta, and while she was working there, a magazine team came to do some shooting there, and they spotted her. And so they liked the way she looked, and she changed her hair, and she started doing some nude calendar shots.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That got her very famous. And,
very famous, yes.
She had a lot of star appeal, and the year Carol and I got married was the year she really hit the scene. Her popularity really soared in 1953. She was on the cover of Playboy.
Oh, yeah.
And she had her teeth worked on and everything, and then came along The 7-Year Itch and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. That's 2 movies that really got her to turn the corner. And then she made, in 1959, Some Like It Hot.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one too.
And she had that famous scene where she's standing over a
yeah.
and her dress is blowing up.
Yes. Man, that scene is iconic.
Then she married some notable people. She married Joe DiMaggio. He was a Yankee outfielder. She married Arthur Miller, a movie producer. And, of course, each time she got married, she divorced.
Yeah.
I think she then was associated with Frank Sinatra and the Kennedys.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
didn't they call some of them the Rat Pack?
Yeah. Well, she didn't marry him, but she had
No,
a
no.
fling with all of them.
But in 1960...
She was, let's face it, she was even with JFK. I mean, come on now. She was.
Well, she popped up out of somebody's cake one time.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1962, she got on medication. Doctors back then could write prescriptions, and they didn't get caught.
Oh, okay. So...
But anyway, her housekeeper found her dead in her bedroom.
Oh, man.
In her apartment, and apparently it was suicide. They don't really know.
Did they find a note?
No, but there's been 300 biographies written about her. 300 biographies.
Obviously, the reason they don't know for sure is because there's obviously speculation that she was killed because of her and JFK's relationship, because he was killed.
Yes, but
so I've heard many times that happens, but I don't know.
She was just 36 years old when she died, and she got her face on a postage stamp.
Yeah.
She was that well known.
Strikingly beautiful.
A beautiful woman. But
you think she'd have wrote a note though if it was suicide?
I have a suicide note in here that I'm going to talk about today.
Well, that's good and depressing.
This is this. I've got some well, this first one I'm going to tell you about is a suicide note.
And it's a story. It's not a joke.
No, this is Albertology.
I know.
In World War II, Hitler had a man that was called the Desert Fox. His name was Rommel, Rommel. His first name was Erwin, Erwin, and he was hard to catch, and never did catch him.
Oh.
But at one time, he was part of a pact that some men had made to kill Hitler, to assassinate Hitler. And so this is his suicide note that they found, that he sent before he died.
Dang.
Listen to this. Famous last words.
Okay.
I have just had to tell your mother, he's writing this to his son, I've just had to tell your mother that I shall be dead in a quarter of an hour. Hitler is charging me with high treason.
Oh.
In view of my services in Africa, that's where he was known as the Desert Fox. They couldn't catch him.
Right.
I am to have the chance of dying by poison. The two generals have brought it with them. It is fatal in 3 seconds.
Gosh.
If I accept, none of the usual steps will be taken against my family. That's the reason he's admitted to having part in this plot to kill Hitler, and he's accepted that they can kill me with poison. I'm to be given a state funeral. It's all been prepared to the last detail. In a quarter of an hour, you will receive a call from the hospital in Ulm, ULM, to say that I've had a brain seizure on my way to take part in the ceremony.
Oh my God.
And this is the suicide note of the Desert Fox.
Wow. So they said it was that, even though it wasn't.
No,
he
but he told his son before it happened.
Which is rare. Very rare.
All right.
Wow, that's crazy.
If you had $1 billion, how long would it take you to spend it?
I'd like to think never spend it all.
If you spend $1,000 a day of $1 billion, this is how long it'd take you to get rid of $1 billion. 2,740 years.
Dang! I want $1 billion.
No, you want to spend more than $1,000 a day.
Right.
1 billion people would fill up 305 Chicagos.
Oh, wow. I'm sure it would.
It took from the beginning of time to 1800 to come up with 1 billion people.
Man.
And
it's a big number, isn't it?
For the world's population to reach 2 billion, it took 130 years. And I would think now there's something over 7 billion people on this earth, on this planet.
Oh, wow. Could be, yeah. I'm sure.
1 billion people lined up side by side would stretch for 568,200 miles.
Dang.
It's hard to visualize.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
The first magazine in history to sell over 1 billion copies was TV Guide.
Oh,
In
that makes sense.
74. Nearly, even Hal has several. She says she's got all the Barbie dolls still in the box.
Really?
I don't know.
Wow.
That's what she says.
She could make some money off those.
Nearly 1 billion Barbie dolls, including the friends in the family, Ken is one of the friends, have been sold since 1959.
Wow.
Placed head to toe, that would circle the earth 3 times.
Dang.
The first $1 billion corporation in the United States was United States Steel.
I didn't know that.
The first year that the United States national debt topped $1 billion was 1863. That's a long time ago.
That was. They've been blowing money for a long time, ain't they?
In 2 or 3 drops of blood, there's 1 billion cells.
That's hard to imagine. That really is. Two or 3 drops. That's crazy.
These are dumb jocks.
Are these jokes then?
No, well, some of them are funny.
That's what you call a joke, isn't it?
Lee
Folks?
Trevino is a golfer.
Trevino?
Lee Trevino. My wife doesn't care what I do when I'm away from home as long as I don't have a good time.
Oh, wow.
John McEnroe.
Dang.
John McEnroe.
Oh, ain't no telling what he said.
Tennis. This taught me a lesson, but I'm not sure what it is.
I can see him saying that.
This is a baseball player that got hit by a pitch. They shouldn't throw at me. I've got 5 or 6 kids.
That would hurt.
Shaquille O'Neal, basketball.
What did Shaq say?
I've won on every level except college and pro. Michigan State football coach Duffy Daugherty said, I could have been a Rhodes Scholar except for my grades. These are funny, aren't they?
They are. They're true quotes is what's funny about it.
This is a baseball player. He says, people think we make $3 to $4 million a year. They don't realize that most of us make $500,000. That's probably the base.
Oh, no, I didn't think. I've not thought about that.
Bill Peterson, he was the coach of some ball team, and he said, just remember the words of Patrick Henry, kill me or let me live.
Dang.
I don't think that's the way he said it.
No, I don't think so either.
Give me liberty or give me death. That's
There's
what
a
he
big
said.
difference.
Antarctica is the only continent without reptiles. Antarctica.
Well, I guess
It's too
so.
cold.
It's too cold for them. Yeah.
Shoeless. Now you wouldn't remember Shoeless Joe Jackson, but he was a baseball player.
Well, do not wear shoes.
They called him Shoeless Joe Jackson, but his shoes are in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, shoot. He didn't wear shoes, but his shoes are in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Go figure. Well, that's funny too.
Some female turtles wait 5 years before they lay their eggs after they've mated.
Dang.
Can you believe that?
No.
This book.
Why would they do that?
This book is so rich. Hummingbirds can fly upside down. I've seen them.
I've not seen them do that. That's amazing. I've seen hummingbirds, but I've not seen them do that. I'd like to see that.
Some church bulletin bloopers.
Oh, let's hear those. That could be some jokes there.
There's just one. 8 new choir robes are currently needed due to the addition of several new members and to the deterioration of some older ones. I think it was the robes that were deteriorating, not the people.
So.
Now, you remember the story of Goldilocks and the 7 Dwarfs? Goldilocks.
Well, that was a joke right there. You're just saying that. It's Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
It was Snow White in the Seven Dwarfs. Goldilocks. But you know what her first name they gave her?
Goldilocks? No, I don't.
Silver hair.
Are you shoot. Yeah, she gets in all their beds and everything.
Yeah. The IRS estimates, this is pure estimation, that between 20 and 40 billion dollars are lost every year in revenue to tax fraud. People
probably so.
Bilking the government out of money.
And yeah, it's always rich people that do it.
Well,
that's something.
Okay, this is a question now. Who was the first ghost to visit Scrooge in A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens?
It was his friend.
Here's your choices.
Okay, go ahead.
Bob Cratchit, Jacob Marley, The Ghost of Christmas Past, or Tiny Tim?
Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley, his business partner.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I read that book every year.
I know you do.
I read it every year.
That's your favorite Christmas book, isn't it? It's a good one, though. It really is.
It's a good story.
Timeless. It stood the test of time.
This is excerpts from the funeral business.
So they're true sayings.
These are sayings that comes from the funeral business. When somebody dies, if you'll read the obituaries, families will they write many times their own obituaries. They will refer to death in different ways.
Yeah.
Passed into the arms of God.
That's good.
Dead. Passed away.
That sounds bad.
Gone to meet his maker or her maker. Expired.
Okay.
Deceased.
Yeah.
Then I worked at the funeral home for 10 years. I can't tell you the places that I have scattered ashes of people that were cremated.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not going to tell you, but
that figures.
Services where they scatter ashes and remains.
Yeah.
They say, also known as bake and shake. That's what you have done. My brother Buster, when he died,
Be kidding me.
My brother Buster died,
Yeah.
he had left orders with Mr. George Reed that his cremains, that's another word for remains, is cremains. If you're cremated. He wanted his ashes sent to the Navy, and they would go out in the ocean and on a ship, and they would deposit his ashes in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yep. I like that. I remember that.
Okay. For buried, they say consigned to the earth.
That's a good way to put it. I've never once heard that, but that's funny. That's a funny way to put it. Consigned to the earth.
Babyland is the part of a cemetery where they bury small children.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll definitely tell some jokes after this. It's a depressing subject.
Well,
unless you got some funny obituaries now, I highly doubt it. But the real quotes though, like you with Shaq and them, those are some of the funniest ones because they're really saying it. Like the bulletins at church. They're some of my favorite ones.
All right. When my wife said that she was going to purchase a lottery ticket for the upcoming $200 million drawing,
oh, man.
I sarcastically remarked, "Yeah, let me know when you win." With a side glance, she replied, "Okay, I'll leave you a note."
Ooh.
That don't sound too good, does it?
No, it don't. You won't be getting none of it.
When I see a man wearing his wedding ring, Brother Jim makes fun of me all the time for wearing mine, it tells me he has a soft and private side reserved for someone special.
Well, yeah, that's good.
It's
not funny, but it's good.
I have people tell me that I should have taken Carolyn's ring off to give it to one of the kids or grandkids. But it never dawned on me. I never dawned on me.
Well, you do what you want to do on that.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's putting reusable bags in the car, driving them to the store, and not taking them inside. You know what? Our church asks people to bring used plastic bags because they put food in them to take to the school.
Oh, that's good. It is.
Carrots are a great thing to eat when you are hungry and you want to stay that way.
Boy, ain't that the truth? Yeah.
I changed my computer password at work, but didn't write it down. So naturally I couldn't remember it the next time I needed it. So I called the help desk and was asked to hold while the tech looked up my password. A minute later, the help came. Does stupid sound familiar?
That's a dang good password.
This be the last one.
Okay.
My sister and I were working in our parents' store.
Okay.
When we caught two women stuffing baby clothes into their large purses.
That's stealing.
So that's it, they said indignantly when they threw the clothes on the counter just before they left. Under no circumstances will we ever come back here and shop again.
Shoot. Well, you showed them, didn't you?
That's sad.
Yeah. I'm sure those store owners were like, well alrighty then. Not gonna lose sleep over that one.
I'm glad you don't want to come back.
That's pretty good. And some of those things that you hear sometimes people like, they'll steal stuff from like the dollar store or somewhere like that. Some of the dumbest stuff ever. Just stupid stuff. It's like, I think they're just stealing to steal. You'd have to be. I mean, some stuff that they steal is just
I would think
stupid.
with modern technology, I don't care where you go, there's a camera watching you.
Well, yeah, they need, which some of them, are wise to it and but a lot of them ain't, and they get caught for stealing really stupid things.
I told you a
really
joke
dumb
last
things.
week about a man was interviewing for a job, and somebody, when the cash register was open, they reached in and grabbed the money and took off running with it. Listen, I saw that happen in our grocery store one time.
Oh.
Somebody was waiting. We had 4 lines going at all times. I was up there today and they had 1 line going.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
On Friday they had 1 line going. We always had 4 going.
Constantly.
But anyway, somebody reached in that cash register drawer and grabbed some money.
Dang.
Yeah.
And took off running.
Well, we caught them.
Why would somebody chance that? You gotta be a complete moron to do that.
Carolyn called me one day and said, Albert, come up here. I was back in the warehouse. I came up there and she said, I saw a woman get 15 cartons of Winston cigarettes off of the... 15 cartons. She said, I counted them. And she put them in her buggy. Said, find her and because she's not going to buy 15 cartons.
No, she's probably going to steal every one of them.
Well, I looked for that woman and I couldn't find her. About that time, a woman started out the door with a big bag. Carolyn said, there goes your cigarettes right there. I took off running after that woman because she started running when I started running.
Oh, it was definitely her.
And I hollered back at Carolyn. I said, call the law and tell them to find me and they'll find them.
Yeah, that's right.
So that woman couldn't get away from me. I kept up with her. And when the law came and stopped, they saw me and they stopped her and they got the cartons of cigarettes. They kept those cigarettes. I never did get them back.
That's bad when they do use it for evidence.
I never did get back the 15.
Gee, I wonder why. Because they smoked them. That's pretty good right there. Well, I told you, we spoke about it a little bit last week. I talked to Ed, Ed Brown. Yeah, and people have been requesting a crossover episode, so we are going to do that. We just talked a little bit, but he is feeling a lot better. He told me that, and they're filming new episodes now. He was telling me that. So he's feeling a lot better. So he's cancer free right now. So that's good. Because we did talk about that a few months ago about him being diagnosed. So he's doing really good. So, but we'll keep you guys posted when we figure out a date and stuff. But we are going to make that happen. So as soon as we know a date and all that good stuff, we'll announce it on here.
I thought of the person that locally that plays with him sometimes is Sanford Brewer.
That's it, yes. I've heard you talk about that.
And even I've heard Sanford sing on there.
Oh, okay. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I have to. Yeah. So, maybe he'll be there for that. He needs to be, don't he?
Well,
because he's on there quite a bit.
Preston Cates, the one that owned the drugstore down there, he plays with him sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that pharmacy's been there for a long time.
And there's a boy that plays a flute on there.
Yeah, he sings some too. Yeah.
And it's a good program.
Yeah, it is. So that'll be fun. That'll be interesting.
I think Channel 18 has some good programs, don't you?
They do. They sure do. Well, that's it for this episode of the Albert Billy Show. But don't worry, we'll be back next week for another all-new edition of the Albert Billy Show. But until then, you guys have a great weekend and great week. And we'll see you guys next time. So long, folks. Hey folks, Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks everybody for watching.